Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about A Beautiful Mind. And this movie came out in 2001, directed by Ron Howard, starring Russell Crowe, Jennifer Connelly, Ed Harris, Josh Lucas, and it is a film that won Best Picture at the Oscars, at the 2002 Oscars for 2001 movies. And I've never seen this one before, and I was kind of intrigued, but unfortunately, I didn't really take away much of anything from this film. I just found it to be kind of dull and boring, and that's basically how I feel about it. And the movie didn't look terrible in every scene. It definitely felt as though it was given to someone who knew what they were doing to make a scene look not incompetent and like have something there, kind of, maybe. Unfortunately, Ron Howard is not the type of director who I would say has a distinct style to his movies. Like, I can never tell if it's him or just some other random director, and the movie just coincidentally never looks terrible. You know? That's the impression that I get from him, and the music was decent, but I'm not a fan of how often it's used throughout the film. That's something that kind of bugs me. Other than that, I do like the music in the movie, and I thought Russell Crowe did a great job in this film. Jennifer Connelly, I believe she won Best Actress for this film, and she was good and all, but for me personally, there was nothing about her performance for the most part that made me think, yeah, that should be top five of the year. I don't know what my pick would have been, if it would have been something that was nominated or not, but that's what happened. And unfortunately, one of my biggest problems with this movie was that there were just no characters to latch onto. I just found them to be very boring and uninteresting and just stuff we've seen in other things before. And I just didn't feel as though there was any unique take on this type of story or characters. And I also found the pacing to be pretty slow. And I just was waiting for the movie to end or something interesting to happen. And every once in a while, you get something mildly intriguing or entertaining. Mostly with Ed Harris, I do feel as though he was one of the more entertaining parts of the movie. And the film also had a very predictable structure that I was not really interested in. I just found it to be, yeah, seen this before and I'm just kind of tired of this. And I haven't even mentioned Christopher Plummer, and he was good in the movie. It's just that his character wasn't all that interesting to me, and I just didn't feel as though this movie offered anything unique that made me think, yeah, this movie should be a film that I would like to revisit or recommend to people. It's just kind of basic and hollow in my eyes. Maybe it was something special for the time, but that can go in either direction. Like, yeah, I can appreciate it for what it was able to do for the time and what it offered, but it doesn't age too well today because we have better today. And I do feel as though that can come down to the emotional experience you have attached to some of these things, at least. Because in my own mind, I just feel as though what I'm going to appreciate is just not necessarily the story, but rather the craft, like the acting, the cinematography, the music, the artistic choices that films like this are making. But instead, it's kind of just safe, bland, nothing to me. And I also want to, since I already mentioned the Oscars, I kind of have to talk about them a little bit more. I just realized Ron Howard won for directing for this movie. And the only one from these I haven't seen is Goes Forward Park directed by Robert Altman. I haven't seen that yet, but the other ones that I have seen, Ridley Scott for Black Hawk Down, Peter Jackson for Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and David Lynch for Mulholland Drive. Like, any of those three I would have been happy with. Maybe either Peter Jackson or David Lynch, but definitely not Ron Howard. I just don't feel as though there's much style to be found here, and it was just kind of bland and basic to me. And the rest of my issues are just things that I was feeling as though were absent in this film, that it was kind of just implying. I never got a sense of paranoia or a sense that our main character was going through something that was difficult. I just felt as though it was all corny and just nothing to me, either one of those two things. And I didn't care for the romance in the film. It just felt bland and hollow to me. And a large chunk of this movie, it felt like it had no plot whatsoever. Like, what is this movie building to? I don't know. I never got a good sense of that at pretty much any point in this movie. And this movie kind of just reminded me of better movies that I wished I was watching. Like, I wished I was watching Oppenheimer or Changeling by Clint Eastwood. I think both of those movies are way better than this and actually offered something unique. I understand that both of those movies came out after this film, but still, I would love to come back to those over this. And I did find it kind of funny that Jennifer Connelly and Josh Lucas were both in this movie, who were later in the movie Hulk from 2003. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. And overall, I would just classify this movie as a dumb cookie cutter crowd pleaser that just has nothing to say, or at least nothing interesting to say. That's what I took away from it, and it was just 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I'm not going to get back. But the only justification I can give this movie as to why I saw it is that it was a Best Picture winner, and I do want to see all Best Picture winners at some point, but this was just kind of boring and forgettable to me. So, never going to watch it again. Didn't get anything out of it, and I just don't have anything else to say about it. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give A Beautiful Mind a 4 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of A Beautiful Mind, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Artist. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.